What do you... I mean...
That's very vulgar.
Yeah.
That's very vulgar. If I may, Michelle, you know, if you read what she said, which it's always important to do, and Nick's quite right about that, she said, but over the long term, we need to have a plan to grow the economy and make sure that people are able to protect themselves better, whether that is taking on more hours or moving to a better paid job. These are long-term actions, but this is what we are focused on as a government. Now, she did, as you said and your clip showed, posit this, all in terms of the rather Byzantine welfare arrangements we have in this country, and Ian Duncan Smith stepped forward.
What does Byzantine mean?
Complicated, impossible to navigate, impossible to translate, like the word Byzantine, as some people say. The point is that you know, the government does not have such a long-term plan as she's just called for, right? We need to have a plan, she said. Yeah, but the Tories have been in power 12 years. Boris has had some tumult, but he could have developed a plan. And the real question is, where are the new industries going to happen in the next 10 years, which will create the jobs and raise the living standards? And the failure to build those new industries, including energy, but many other ones, which I can enumerate.
Do you think it's the government's responsibility to create a new industry? Isn't that the responsibility of dynamic entrepreneurs to create the next industry?
Michelle, that's right. But they have to create the political climate where if they went for hell for leather for small modular reactors, we'll come to that, then they'd face down the inevitable opposition from NIMBYs, from Extinction Rebellion and everybody else. They would create the political climate and the long-term R&D climate, and also they would dismantle a lot of regulation to make sure that that industry, fracking, and many non-energy industries are prioritised very, very fast. Anything else is dealing with symptoms at the level of families, which is how even the Labour opposition interpreted this statement. We need a macroeconomic view that is long-term and that concentrates on particular sectors and generates real jobs, not green jobs, which none of us have ever seen. Do you know how many solar power jobs there are in this country? 6,000. So it's not going to hack it. We need a different discussion.
Well, every day is a school day. Now I know the number of solar-powered jobs in this country. I am going to sleep much better thanks so thanks for that little kernel of wisdom.
But whatever happened to cometh the moment, cometh the man?
Yes, exactly.
You know? And Ruth, at one level, it's fair enough to talk about, the Ukraine war and therefore the energy price rises. But you and I know that energy prices were rising well before this.
Hey, don't start going on about energy, you two.
I said that.
Hold your excitement.
I said that as we were coming out of
but the point is, I'm coming to a larger point. It's not about energy, right? Which is this, that, to represent the government as helpless, more like hapless, in the face of monumental world events, a government's supposed to have prepared for those events years before, and it can't do everything, but it's not up to entrepreneurs to prepare for a war in Ukraine.
I think you're being very, very hard on them. I think you're being very, very hard on them. But if I may agree with something that you said...
Don't go too far, Ruth.
Well, I might fall off my chair, and you may fall off your chair. But no, I think when it comes to their energy policy, I think I've discussed this before, that I am deeply disquieted by their energy policy, and I have big, big reservations about the net zero. But I suspect bit by bit the government may come round to that.
Like us.
And elide the issue, if you know what I mean. But, I mean, to be fair, they have had one knock after another knock after another knock, and that is not easy to handle.